Welcome to the Slouch Theory. Oh, Slouch Theory. Slouching. Slouching.
Well, I somehow, I think I fucked the audio up. I don't know what happened. I sound very loud. Very loud. I sound Jamaican uncle at the barbecue loud the entire time on this podcast. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I got Dante, Nero. I got the big homie on here, yo. We already decided before I even knew the sound sounded the way it sounds. What a sentence, huh? We already decided that we would do another episode because there's just more shit to talk about. But damn, I mean, I almost was like, damn, should I even release this episode? Because, you know, the audio is so crazy, in my opinion, that I was like, I don't even know if I should put this out. But then I'm also thinking, man, the people might want it. You know, the people might want it. Like, all right, this was a weird one, but that's why it's special, huh? It's one of those situations where I was thinking, like, I have it recorded. It was a good episode. And I'm just like, damn, should I just tank this entire thing? Because I sound fucking loud, dude. I sound like a Puerto Rican parade. I sound like the West Indian Day parade by myself. Just me. No help. I'm loud than a motherfucker on this podcast. When Dante called in for the episode, he was like, damn, bro, your mic sound hot. And he told me to turn it down. And I turned it down. But that just lets you know how fucked up it was beforehand. Because if he told me I sound crazy and I turned it down and I still sound batshit crazy, that lets you know how far off the mark I was originally. Because, man, God bless your ears, dude. Like, do that. Try to put the audio, hook up something, man. Get like you gonna need sound system help, or get a nigga from Geek Squad and hold him hostage and have him sort this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I do not. And you know what it is? This what makes it crazy. It makes it, I don't know if this is like, all right. I do a thing where sometimes I look into the most simple or the most, maybe it's the most simple or just unrelated or minuscule things. And I'm like, that's a life lesson right there. Because I fucked up the podcast with the audio on my behalf, on my side, right? But it was me on my podcast. So it's like, I'm my own problem. See what I'm saying? And then in life, ultimately, you are your own issue. Most of the issues you have, it come from you. You stress yourself out. I know that's the truth for me. 9 times out of 10, if I'm stressed, who stressed me? Me. Ultimately, that's what it is. It's either I accept the stress that was given to me or I created my own. Either way, it is my fault for choosing wrong. Essentially, just making the wrong choice, wrong decision that, you know, sets you back. I'm being dramatic right now. You might be listening and like, damn, bro, fucking relax. It's a podcast episode. It's just one. But I feel so about it. You know what I'm saying? it fucking damn. Every time I mess up a podcast, a thing, I'm like, fuck. You know? I'm just shit. That wasn't supposed to go that way. So, maybe I look at it like this. Now I got a super good excuse to be like, yo, Dante, we got to do another one because the first one fucked up. But he would have did the podcast anyway. I was already in the plans. It's just that now this one is going to be out in the universe sounding crazy. Dante's mic sounds completely normal, but the nigga got a gold microphone. So it should sound great. Damn it. If you have a gold plated microphone, it should sound immaculate at all times. So the fact that Dante's mic sounds great is like, well, yeah, it should. That shit is gold, man. But my mic is regular ass, not gold. And it sound crazy. Not right now because I've adjusted, and not in the past. It was just that day. I think my finger must have hit the knob and turned my shit on 1,000. You know what I mean? I done the whatever loud you can think of. I'm around there. I'm around. You know that actress from the Tyler Perry movies that be yelling at her man all the fucking time, and she got the fatty. Well, I think she's a twin too. That woman. I'm louder than her in this podcast. It's a damn shame. But listen, y'all know my heart was in the right place when I made it. You know what I was trying to go for. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes things get away from you. Like good sound. Sometimes good sound escapes you. And you know what? This Tuesday has just been one of them types of Tuesdays. I had a Tuesday. You dig? I had a day. I had a Tues. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday, March 9th, 2021 was a day. It was a day. You know what I mean? I feel like I had a hot streak of days that was leading up to this day. You know? When you're just killing it day after day, you're like, shit, I'm doing pretty fucking good. And then it's like, how long is this gonna last, pal? And that's the thing that we're fighting, is to see how long you can get that streak to last. That good, I'm killing it, good day, having a good day streak. How fucking long can you stay out your way? You heard me. You fucking heard me. How long can you keep you out your own way? How long? The longer you're able to do it, is the better your life can be. That's what I surmise. Huh? I think I have an increment of 4 to 7 days, and then either on the 5th or 8th day, I fuck me up. Now, if I can stretch that further, I'll have a better go at this whole life thing. If I can get it to get the 4 to an 8 and the 7 to a 14, and now I mess up every 8th or 15th day, that's a massive difference in your life's productivity. if I can make that, that's a small incremental change. If I can make that change, if I could only fuck my own day up every 15 days versus every 8th day, that's a huge, massive improvement. It's crazy. So, what did we learn here? Before recording or doing anything, before you do anything in life, you got to check your mirrors. You got to check your mirrors. What I mean by check your mirrors, I mean, all right, you about to go to work. Before you leave, you do like a, let me check. Go to the mirror real quick and you check yourself out. You look all up in your nose, make sure you ain't got no boogies, you know. You check your eyes, you don't got no eye boogie. You know what I'm saying? You look at your head, check your shit, you ain't got no dandruff, you ain't fucked up out here. You looking good. Then you go check your underarm. You making sure before I leave my place, let me come correct. Right? You check your mirrors. You in the car before you about to peel off, you know. You check your car. Make sure your shit right. Before you podcast, you check your fucking podcast equipment. Check your mirrors, Dre. Note to self. I've had some moments with you guys, but it's a team effort. And by team, I mean me and myself. You guys help. You know, I've gotten a couple hit ups when things have gone astray, wrong. That's not a fucking thing, but am I harping on this too long? Is this one of them things where the people are like, dude, we're cool. Fucking relax, man. And I'm just over here just freaking out. Meanwhile, everybody else is like, we're not even stressed about that, man. I spilled a big ass, like a fucking huge amount of water. It wasn't exactly just water, it was tea, which makes it a little more, you know, like, damn, there was some good nutrients I would like to have gotten. But I had a moment when my brain turned off and boom, I spilled a large amount of water. I gave myself a massive cleanup job. When I spilled this damn tea. On the same day, I realized my audio stinks dog dick, right? And then here's the thing about having a day. When anything happens, it can compound. And now something that wasn't such a big deal or wouldn't have been such a big deal on another day, because you're having the day you're having, now that shit's a big ass deal, man. Now you mad. For real. You angry. But anger. Is that why I love Dragon Ball Z so much? Especially as a kid, like I felt so connected to Dragon Ball Z because them niggas really worked off of anger. But it was like a whole thing of utilizing your anger. Your anger wasn't like you were supposed to feel ashamed for having anger. You were supposed to cultivate it. You know, you're supposed to see it as a fuel source to power you, literally. They would tap into their fucking anger and get stronger, but it was all intentional. It was about being intentional with your emotions, your body, your life. Dragon Ball Z, genius shit. Fuck you if you don't like Dragon Ball Z. Too many people, they write off cartoons and write off anime and all of this stuff, manga, just because it's in a animation form and they think it's for children. It's like, hey, dummy, just because you're not smart enough to realize what's going on here doesn't mean this isn't valid. It's a different medium, okay? Same thing, different medium. Animation, cartoons, it makes it so that the world of possibilities is much larger. Because no matter what it is, you can draw it. Anything you can draw, you can make happen in animation. So I think that's the reason why it became such a massive genre. Because, all right, I like. Imagine if like Living Single was an animated show. We are living single in the 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my. Put your head up, what? But if that shit was an animation, when Maxine comes through the living room, like she busting through the living room and shit, in the real world, on set, when you filming them, Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, there's limitations to what she can do. A fine ass. There's limitations. Kicks in the door. It's limited by her human capability or by the technology you have available. Like if you guys was able to like hook up some strings to her body or something so she could kick through the door and it kind of like float through like how they do in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type shit. Floating from tree to tree type shit. But if it was animated, bro, you could have her phase through the damn door. She can just phase through the door. You could just draw that. Or you can have her like super pow kick the door, blast that shit off. I don't know. Ultimately, I'm saying you got to learn how to manage your stress and anger, because if you don't, that shit will mess your day up, mess your life, mess up your body, yo. That is dangerous. When I spilled that humongous amount of water after realizing also that I had fucked her show up, and I'm sitting there just looking at the water, and I was feeling like my anger being like, I would like to show up right now. And then I'm sitting there looking at the water, looking at my anger, and I'm like, if I let you come out, if I open the door and let you in, you gonna tell me you gonna chill, but what you actually gonna do is fucking rip this whole place to shits. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take this L and leave it alone. I'm gonna just take the L. Sometimes you deliver yourself a loss. I'm having a moment where it's like what is it called when you like, it's not teleport, when you can see yourself, you like phase out of your body and then you're sitting there, you can like watch yourself, but it's from I don't know if you call it third person view. Like maybe it would be a third person view. Yeah. But I could see myself, and if I was like to say what I'm thinking as I watch myself, I'm like, damn, Homie being mad dramatic right now. Like sometimes I catch myself, I'm like, shit, dude, people spill water and sometimes you fucking forget to turn down the sound dial thing on a thing and that causes something like shit be happening. I'm not crazy. It's like I be wilding out sometimes. I really do be wilding out. Like why the hell? What? If I do anything, I'll flip out on my damn self. I flip out on myself. Like damn, how you let this happen? Like I'm not supposed to, but shit. Now, granted, all of this is coming from me spilling some stupid ass water, realizing my voice is buck wild loud on the spot, and now I'm sitting here pontificating in the worst way. In the man, telling you, Dragon Ball Z was pivotal in my development. They did have them meditate in the show, but I don't know if they did it. They didn't do it a whole lot. They had moments, brief, quick meditation, and I think, of course, you understand why. Is because meditation isn't exactly something that lends itself to action. It doesn't look. You can't. It's really difficult to make it look like some cool shit going on. I mean, did they ever draw like they usually draw like an aura or something around the meditator in anime to like signify they're powering up or they're leveling up, something is happening, which I feel, man, the days I meditate, I makes better decisions, B. I bet you the day I did the shit with the sound, I ain't meditate. Bet you that. I definitely did not meditate today, and look what happened. Spilled the damn water all over the floor. I bet you if I meditated today, I wouldn't have spilled the water at all, or I would have spilled less water. I would have spilled significantly less water. Damn. All right. Y'all remember this. I'm going to remember this. March. I almost fucking said February, B. Yo. All right. March 9th, 2021. It's a pivotal day. It's a pivotal day. All right. Okay. All right, listen. I am sorry. I apologize for the audio on my end. I would advise you to turn down your volume or do a little something to try to not blow your eardrum smooth out your fucking head. I don't know. Am I being dramatic? There's a massive chance that I am. massive chance that I'm being fucking just uber dramatic right now. You know what I mean? But what the fuck can I do? I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. Yeah, man has oh man. So this is definitely call this part 1 of the Dante Nero on Slouch Theory. You can call it part 1 point no, like 0.5, not even 1. Call it 0.5. It's like half. Because it should been way better. You know? A do-over is gonna happen. This one, you don't get a do-over in life. But this time, you're gonna get a do-over right here. We're gonna run this one back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run it back. And the audio, you feel do I gotta say it? I ain't gotta say it. Because I said enough. I ain't gotta say it. I possibly said too much. Ain't that about a bitch?
Wow. Hey, hi, hello, good evening. Sayonara, that's not a greeting. Sayonara is saying bye to somebody. Damn. Whew, weed hit me. That weed fucking was like, motherfucker, you said what you said about nigga. That's what the weed did. But sup, Andre D. Thompson. Fucking yeah. Slouch theory. Fluff. Whatever. Listen, you have plans for something and you are very much excited about those plans coming into fruition. You start seeing it happen before it even happened. You start planning about what you could do once it happened. You so far ahead of reality, you fucking fuck. Yo. What's good?
Yo, why you so loud?
Oh, I'm mad loud? Ow! What about now?
That's better.
Oh shit. My fault.
I was like, what the fuck?
My bad. I can't hear it. I can hear myself, but you know what? Technically, I can't hear myself because I'm talking about my actual voice. I can hear me talk now in reality.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with
how I'm like, that don't count for what this is.
I'm not that loud.
That's fucking funny.
Hold on 1 second.
But yes, as he's going, I'm gonna continue rambling. It fucking pissed me off the fact that I had thought I was gonna have a particular type of day, and then as the day starts to unfucking fold, here the day go, just right out the window. I went to sleep with plans, nigga, about a certain type of Monday. My Monday was planned hour by hour, minute by the fucking minute. I put tea aside for before bed, so I had it ready to wake up to take with me on the road. I had my day set, but yet, nobody else do their fucking part. I did my part. I paid for the shit I was supposed to pay for. I gave them the correct address. I selected the times, the official dates. I signed the shits. I did my job. I did the shit the consumer, the customer is supposed to do. But these fucktards did not keep up their end of the bargain. So here I am with an attitude. How about that? And Mr. Dante Nero is also on board.
on, boy. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over here bitching and moaning because of it's first world problems, but I had this camera on my mind forever now. No. And Dante, I had it set from 11:30. They said it was gonna be ready from 11:30 a.m. Nigga, I woke up at 8 before the store not even open yet.
You was ready for this camera.
I'm ready. Already had plans of like, all right, the same day I pick it up, I'm gonna go ahead and make a few phone calls, try to get the shoot done. Fucking irks.
Things is going down.
Bro.
Crazy.
So then I start using CBD, the actual hemp plant though, right? So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm using the hemp plant because I got the vaporizer. I make full use of it. I be vaping all kinds of shit. I have like I have like a certain I don't know if you would call it a it's not a list because I don't have it written down anywhere, but there's like a stack in my mind of if I'm in a herbal shop, here's the things that I'm gonna get. Yo,
why would you vape it and not do it?
As what?
As the herb, like a tea or something.
Oh, because it's just another way of getting it in. It has nothing to do it. And some things it's immediate. Okay. That's the only difference. It's the same thing with marijuana. Yeah. It's the same thing with marijuana.
If you vape melanin, like melatonin.
Well, they don't have a herb that has that synthesized. For example, lemon balm, passion flower, hops, chamomile, sleep. Those are all like heavy sleep regulated. Valerian root, very sleep regulated.
Valerian is what they make Valium from.
Valium.
Yeah.
From valerian root?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I do not know about this.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Valium.
Nigga, that's what they meant. When white people take Valium, that's where it comes from.
That's the shit that's supposed to be to suppress the nervous system. Like these are people that have painkiller,
drug, whatever. Just like
motherfucking opioids.
White birch is what they make aspirin from.
White birch.
Yeah.
That's herb.
Yeah. So what they would do is like when we was bodybuilding and they didn't have before they had clenbuterol, which is an asthmatic medicine. They would you would get white willow birch. You would get a cup of coffee and you would get the ephedra.
I know about the ephedra. I remember the ephedra.
White willow birch extract is it's a blood thinner, just like aspirin, but it's the natural form of the blood thinner.
Oh shit! You've taken ephedra?
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the
standard
drug.
Yeah, standard.
What do you call it? Hydroxycut and
back when hydroxycut actually had ephedra in it. Now it doesn't. The one they advertise now, they don't.
Right, because niggas was dying from the diuretics.
They would have heart palpitations, heart flying through their chest, and all types of shit. Because the ephedra would be partnered with caffeine and other stimulants.
Caffeine and white willow birch, which is aspirin. So it's a blood thinner, a thermogenic, and a metabolism speeder. So it was exponential.
Nah, bro. That was
bodybuilder secret.
I've taken like some hardcore bodybuilding drugs, but like not even drugs, supplements, because I haven't used any like compounds.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I have it planned in the future. Like I'm thinking once I hit, whatever age shit start to change, I'm hopping on the juice. What? Girls get to have titties thrown in and all kind of surgeries. This is regular and okay. Why the hell I can't get some of the juicy juice? I'm putting my shit in the Capri Sun, nigga.
Like I was saying to you before, it's like all those supplements that they take is supposed to do what the compound is supposed to do. fucks up your kidneys because you're doing it oral. You don't get the response from it, and then you're fucked up.
That's the people who are going. I feel bad for the young bodybuilder kid that's coming up around heavy supplementation now, because it's a lot of Instagram influence without the facts behind those bodies get there.
Well, this is a funny thing. There was a dude, this bodybuilder dude, that was huge on Instagram, but he would never won a competition, was never had the quality muscle of niggas who went to Miss Olympia, but he blew up. He knew how, he was charismatic, and he was telling niggas all kinds of shit. And motherfuckers, he had a whole supplement company that he was, pimping motherfuckers, and he had never won a major anything.
Never did anything.
Nah, it was just.
But that's not even the fault of over supplementation. That's the fault of just straight up internet. Internet world is
popular. They was popular, and he was like, "Oh, I'm in."
Bro, the internet world, a whole nother mother. It's a whole beast. It's a whole different game. Like, I never paid attention to it up until the pandemic, because before the pandemic, it legitimately did not feel as though you needed it.
Mm-hmm.
It did not feel as though there was any that I was gonna lose or really hurt myself by not investing time into.
Nigga, I knew that because I had gotten passed over for so much. I've been doing comedy 20 years and getting passed over by mediocre dudes my whole career. And you go,
but that's not attributed to social media, is it?
Not directly. That's basically just white supremacy. But there were people who were getting shots because of their social media, because of the strong social media. Because
I've only remember one time that it came up in an audition when somebody asked me blatantly, how many followers do you have on these?
They won't ask you
certain accounts.
I mean, they probably ask you more now, but I think it was just there were people who got on simply because of
the following. Yeah.
Like, what's that nigga? Ha Ha Davis.
I actually don't. I haven't paid attention to. That's the other thing too. Before the pandemic, like certain, what would you call them? Like, I wasn't paying attention to them because I really wasn't on my phone. I was fully able to be in the world of comedy and not have nothing to do with my phone. I could just leave my shit in the car and it wouldn't affect me. All that would happen is I don't have something to record my set.
Right.
But that's the only influence. Like I didn't feel like I was in. Like when I was seeing Ha Davis shit come up, it was because it went viral already and it would pop up on my feed. I never saw the page, knew about nothing. Because comedy was so live, you was running around. When the fuck was you home?
Yeah.
When the fuck was you home? I was running around every day. And then
but it's a lot of guys who was just doing that thing, just on that, making them videos, and they were making a living from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen this documentary. I forgot the name of it. There was actually two. There's one Fake Famous and then Social Dilemma.
Yeah, when they took money,
buying the followers and the fucking likes,
the robots, when they
the
took
comments,
and they bought a toilet seat.
For the window,
and made it the window.
Facts. For the airplane. It was a rental airplane that it looks like a first class. No, it looks like a jet.
It's a set. It's a first class private jet. $59 an hour.
And it's like a little toilet. They had the little seat shit.
Well, the toilet seat was different. They did that.
That was for the girl.
Apartment. Right. They did it outside a window. They put it up to the window with the sky.
That's fucking funny.
Toilet seat while she was looking at. But then there
was
one was where they hired a set. It was a private plane set that they used where you could rent the private plane set for $59 and I'm going to the Fiji Islands and da 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 da. They had the wing. You look out the window, the picture of the wing is out there. It's crazy.
Then by the end of the documentary, it basically I don't know if this was the guy's like point of the documentary, because he's spoken about it before, like in the introduction, where he's like, I was on the I guess the offense for social media. He was saying he was the advocate for it, saying like how great this
I
would
didn't
be.
see.
I think that's what the angle was. Like he was like, at first I was the dude who's going around explaining to everybody how useful and great this is going to be, having multiple forms of social media and everything like
Right,
that
right.
with the smartphones. And then he said, as time passed, he realized like there's a bunch of like random side effect joints, like a fucking nuke bomb,
Yeah.
where the initial effect is to just kill everybody in this one blast radius,
Yeah,
but the
then
blast
the wind
radius,
shifts.
then the ocean different, the food get changed, molecular structure changes, biomedic, all shit is just for years and decades after you didn't even realize all of this shit is gonna change
No
from this
doubt.
one button press.
Yeah.
And that's the same shit. He was pretty much going towards it right here. It's like he was like,
Well,
damn.
I think you're going into the other part of it. The other documentary was kind of dealing with that.
I'm saying because at the end, all of the people that he used, their resolve was against. The girl that would turned out to be a success, she ultimately was like, this shit feels gross, and now I'm trying to do things to undo the shit that I got from this. And then the other three dropped the hell out.
Yeah, they was like, I'm not down.
Yeah, they couldn't even do it.
The white boy was like, yo, he just couldn't deal with the stress of not being liked.
Yeah, his friends calling him out for it and shit. Like he crumbled early. The black dude was just from
like,
Jump Street.
Yeah, he was like, I want real fans.
Yeah.
Greatest. If you're not gonna fuck with me, I'm not gonna make up some
Facts.
shit so you can fuck with me. Right. So he wouldn't even, but they would do robots for lights, and
the whole shit was fabricated.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then by the end, it's resolved to not be useful.
Didn't the girl stick with it though?
No, she by the end, it pandemic hit. She was feeling the pandemic and everything, so she's in the house now. And eventually, because of the success she had with the fake shit, a couple, people start believing that maybe you are what you faking it. So now she starts to have some real followers. And then she did some video that went like kind of viral on the new page now, and that worked out for her.
Right.
So then she was like, yeah, I don't want to do this fake shit anymore. I kind of like want to change my entire direction.
Oh, I didn't see how it turned out, but I knew
everybody was against it. Nobody was team fake robots, because ultimately you're gonna feel gross. And then the thing is, if you don't, you realize you're capable of walking on the other side. It's like finding out you're an amphibian.
Right. If you don't feel gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
You find out, oh shit, this whole time I was a White Walker? All right. I did not know. I did not know. I'm capable of living in two elements.
Yeah.
And then that's what happened. So everybody dropped out of the shit.
It's more like I am the other element.
Oh yeah. I was living in a false one before. Yeah. This entire time I was being fake.
Yeah, and now this is really who I am, this dude.
That's a funny concept though. The entire time of living in the reality was your fake. And then the time to be fake is within your reality. Well, at least the one you want to have. That's some Twilight shit.
We did that. Yeah.
Like if that's the one you want to have.
Yeah, dog. I mean, it's a crazy thing. Here's a funny thing. Like, and this is I kind of learned this early on. I remember when, Dave Attell was considered like the comic. Everybody was like, Dave Attell. Like, I remember it was Dave Attell, Chris Rock out at Stand Up New York. And Dave Attell, they was like, Dave, you gonna go up? And he was like, yeah. And he went in, and all the young comics that was out at the bar,
yeah,
Chris Rock, and went in to watch Dave Attell, right? And Chris was like, I guess everybody's going to watch Dave, right? Because he's a fucking weirdo. and then but Dave. So everybody used to talk about how Dave was Dave was the comics. They kept mentioning that, right?
Yeah.
And then he did this thing where he was like, they gave him the show Insomniac. I don't know if you remember.
I remember
that.
Insomniac.
Okay, so he would just go around and do what he do, stay out
Yeah.
late, drink, hang out with nightlife people. He would go to bars. He went to a couple
Walk around the city and shit.
People brought their cats, and he would go to New Orleans and go. They had a cat bar where you dog bar, just weird.
Fucking cat.
And like he gave off this guy who was like this party dude, right? So every time he would go out, if his fans from Insomniac,
oh, they were expecting him to be jovial. And David Tyler's not like that.
Nah, he's an older dude. He's a calm kind of dude. He drinks brown liquid in a small glass.
Quiet, chill to himself.
He's smart, a little bit weird, a little bit apprehensive. He's not outgoing, a little shy. And these motherfuckers, when he would walk down McDougal, and they would be like, "Yo, Dave, the fuck, Dave, let's do shots." And he was like, you know what? I'll tell you what it's liking itself to. It likened itself to I'm rich. I'm rich,
biatch.
No. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Or fuck your couch.
What?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Like when Dave Chappelle was doing his stats, that's what motherfuckers used to say to him. Like,
would you be upset? How long? Because here's the thing, though. There's a time limit. Nobody's immediately upset about that. At first, you're like, "Holy shit, it's work! It's finally happening!" And then eventually, by the it's like when Chadwick Boseman had the fucking the Panther when he started doing the X everywhere. We had to do the fucking Wakanda X. He was, you can see this, like, I'm tired. No more Wakanda X. Ask me about my other films. I got other films coming out.
I give you one better. James Jimmy Walker from Good Times.
Yeah.
Let's say Dynamite. Then he got mad and he was like, "If you want me to say Dynamite, it's $500 every time I say Dynamite."
I mean, I'm sure that did pay off though.
Yeah, but you gotta really want to hear Dynamite.
But that's the thing. In his favor, that now becomes something that works. If he can find a way that makes that real, where for real, every time it comes up, there's an offer of 500. Well, you just get a free bill now.
They would say, "Look, I told you the crowd." He said the club has to pay me $500 for every time I say Dynamite. Or somebody got to pay me $500 for Dynamite.
I love that.
And they were like, "You know what? Maybe we don't want to hit."
That's perfect. You control it. You control the narrative, because if you do hear it, you just got paid $500.
Right.
You can you can use Dynamite. I don't give a fuck. Come up with my own brand of Dynamite.
That's also the thing where it goes, like, where you go. It's just like anything else. When I would do, if somebody asked me to do a bachelor party, comedy at a bachelor party, I'd be like, "Yo, $8,000."
Yeah, there's certain questions, man.
If they're giving me $8,000 for a bachelor party, I could do I could do that for $8,000 and not feel dirty when I go home.
Those are the like most terrifying comedy things ever to me.
What, mean stories that you caught up?
Nah, like the fucking, "Hey, we really liked you on the comedy show. You want to come to my mom's 86th birthday party in the the town's convention center shit?" And it's like
in the VFW. Can you come to?
Yeah, in some little basement joint, and it's like those moments. They be wanting them shits in their fucking living rooms, man. Yeah. Those are the comedy situations that's like, this is terrifying.
They don't know better, and they just, because they don't really respect what you could.
I'd rather you tell me, "Yo, but have a late night set ready by March 7th or even sooner," and I wouldn't even feel as much fear as if you told me March 7th, we have a room of 56 people up in Poughkeepsie. and you just got to give it your all. They 75 through the ages of 75 and 13. Good luck, nigga. Those fucking.
Do they know they're having a
comedian?
Show? No,
bro,
no, we don't.
The setup, the and then.
Did I miss it?
Not even the setup.
I'll call you back. Yeah. They wouldn't even half the time they wouldn't even know that you were doing that. Did you tell them there was a comedy show?
Oh my God, the place.
No. Oh, we're gonna give the awards, we're gonna cut the cake, and then you come up and do an hour or whatever.
And just do your thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to just do my thing here. You setting me up for a hot bomb that I did not even have to earn. I didn't do nothing for this.
God, what was this chick's name? I'm trying to think of her name. But she was this chick. She reminded me of the chick from The View.
From The View.
Langan, Marie Langan, Laura Langan. What the fuck was her name?
Yeah, I stay away from daytime television, my good man.
No. She was a comic.
Okay.
She was like a Long Island hump, like just
a Long Island hump.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I tried to explain it. It was explained.
I have not the slightest clue what the fuck a Long Island hump is.
She was, you know how you get those comics that are just in Long Island or just that Jersey or just.
Oh, okay, they stay in the town.
Maureen Langan.
Okay. She stayed in her town.
So she wanted to feel like she wanted to be famous so bad. She would have done anything, right? And there was a thing where these motherfuckers. So, Patrice used to do Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
And this was in his town where he lived. The cops came to him and asked him to do a benefit for this cop that got shot.
But asked Patrice to do a benefit?
Yes, but they didn't go through his
agent.
They came and knocked on his door, Andre.
What?
Boom, 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 boom. Police. Like as a joke, and he was like, "Yo,
nigga, do you understand America's history? It's not funny for me."
They had no idea, and then they would go, and then he was like, "Well, we want to know if you would do this benefit for this guy who got killed. His family is He goes, he got left with 3 kids and a wife and none." And he goes like, he talked about this. He said like, how do you even turn that down? Like, how do you go to the police office? I don't think this is appropriate. Or how about this? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
That is tough. It's like,
go ahead.
It's just the whole thing with cops in general. Like, I don't know if people understand that I don't think we don't want to dislike you. Shit, for me, even
dislike nobody.
I feel like I was taught to not like the police. Like, I feel like when they would, like, when I would have earlier, what'd you call them? Earlier incidents with them. And I guess they must have saw me respond to them the way, a white kid may respond to them. Like, I liked buddy cop movies, man. I'm a buddy cop baby, nigga. I'm born in 92. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came from that era. So I'm like, okay, cops, I don't do nothing. I know I'm clean, so I'm supposed to be your friend. Like, that's how my brain was working as a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old.
How long did that last?
Nigga, high school comes, college come, early, under 25, they just over and over like, hey, respond to me the right way. Fear me. Like, I will hurt you. Yeah, like, it's all of this we are cool shit is not happening, pops. Cool. And then eventually, sometimes you see them, like, you respond to them in such the fucking non-human machine manner that they try to be a human now. They try to become a pal, and it's like, nah, son, You conditioned me for years to respond to you as a machine. Here's my ID, sir. I am looking straight at a 90-degree. I am not moving.
We're just checking on you. I'm just calm down. Nah, fuck that. I ain't going for the okey doke. I'll tell you, look. I'm not a vaccinator denier, right?
Yeah.
But anytime they go, yo, we need to give something to black people first. I'm like, I'm not going for that.
I kind of had a discussion earlier today of that sentiment where I think people don't understand why a black person can behave or may behave the way they are in this current time. Like I don't support nobody being like, man, fuck Kanye. He's a maddening retard. It's like,
right.
If I've heard some bullshit being a black man that got dreams trying to do something, and you heard some bullshit being a black man that got dreams that's trying to do something, the fuck you think Kanye been?
Yeah.
Forever, bro. They like Andre 3000 said it. I forgot what song it was, where he was like, man, why all over the world, no matter where you go, my people got it to work. Like, what the fuck did y'all agree on? It's like rice. Every culture love rice and everybody hate niggas. It's just, I don't understand. Y'all got long grain, you got parboiled, but y'all don't like niggas together.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, you have to understand that the whole system is funny because, it's funny. I was listening to somebody talk about this age. So Cornel West. You know Cornel West.
Yes.
Cornel West is fighting for tenure at Harvard, right?
That sentence already. I should turn off my computer. I should plug up my equipment. We should both just leave it all alone.
Yeah. Cornel West.
That's already insanity, because I know for a fact, without research nor question, there are. I'm gonna use a good one right now, Dante. Get ready, grab hold of your seat. There's a litany. there's a litany of white people who have levels of tenure, and they don't have a drop of what Dr. Cornel West has done in culture, not even for black people, for the expertise of literary use, just to be able to put words together.
Yeah.
That like, all right, man, fuck it.
He's a CNN, MSNBC, Fox News contributor.
Bro, come on, man.
He's saying things that are controversial. They are saying those universities are going, yo, we don't need this. First of all, you don't even understand how to judge my value, because you're judging my value on a whole nother framework that you don't even have the right to judge.
Yeah, they're using the wrong scale.
So if you like years and years and years, it was like, look, I absolutely was voting for Tom Brady to lose to fucking
sure, absolutely.
So they did a whole thing. This is the first time they ever did this, and this is interesting because black people always knew this. Anytime if you had a black quarterback, and the black quarterback came from a black college, or he came from a Midwestern college, and he was a quarterback, they changed him over, made him a wide receiver. The imagery of having a black man
in charge
of the team. The captain of the team, the quarterback is the general
direction. Yes.
So that goes against the narrative that we accept. So they would always change them to safeties and running backs and tailbacks, and don't get me wrong,
even at the expense of their own team.
Right. And then they would literally do that to the point where, and this motherfucker would still excel.
Yeah, be the illest safety ever. Now you're like, fuck, I gotta pay this.
Not even a safety. He's not even a safety. Right?
And the illest one.
So you go, but they would be like, this running out of the pocket and running, who runs the ball into the end zone? You're a quarterback. You're supposed to stay in the pocket like God intended it. When you looking at Warren Moon and Michael Vick, and these dudes are 270, like
Oh, fuck.
6'5". They knock him up, but motherfuckers trying to tackle him. They stiff him. Then all of a sudden, now this year was the first year they did a documentary that they did a little segment on the lack of having black.
Yeah, I seen that. And coaches too.
Yeah, of course, and forget about owners. That's a whole nother thing. But what's interesting is this is the first time that they've even acknowledged the history of not doing that. So, but we knew that all along. And you know
what's funny about that? They be wanting hugs and credit and all kind of sweet lovey-doveys for being like, all right, guys, fine. I guess I did beat you up. It's like, what the fuck, nigga?
Come on, can't we move on? Nah, because you're still doing it.
You just took your foot off my neck. My bruise is still healing, nigga. Give it time.
You didn't even take your foot off my neck. You just
acknowledged that the foot was there.
That's all you did. That's all you
did. That's wild.
It's insane. So think about this. You think about basketball before they integrated basketball.
That shit was. I can't do the song, the little whistle bullshit. That little fucking them niggas was doing underhand bullshit, man. Bullshit. Here's the problem with the original NBA. I'm effective in it. I'd be in that bitch dogging niggas out, son, and I'm trash.
Yo, let me tell you.
Yo, I'd be in that bitch. Boop boop. Doing the Iverson step over on niggas. Fuck out of here.
So you know how like look at with England and Brazil. The whole point of Pele was the way that they played.
Brazilian soccer comes from joga bonito, the beautiful play. It's all about rhythm and life and spirit. And English has this motive. And Germany is actually accused of being worse with it, where they're like about strategy and structure of the field. And England gets calls for like they have strategy and structure, and then they'll break out and it's breakout in temper. Like they often say like the English.
What do you mean breakout in temper? I don't know what you mean.
So like style of play, they'll begin the game in the militant. We're moving up the in structure, and then eventually you'll see the players get red cards and yellow cards because they start hitting hard. They start being people up. Yeah, like the London bully type of energy. That shit starts to come out, and they just full cleats up, tackling niggas and cutting shit. Like they get called a lot back in the day, at least. I don't hear that no more. But it was a lot of like English players. You're gonna get an injury. They play violent.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I saw that documentary on Pele. Talk about the way they played, the beautiful
game, man.
Beautiful game, and these dudes, and they were told that they could not play that way because they had lost to Germany years ago. And Pele was the one that brought it back. He was like, "Yo, you got to play with your rhythm, who you are."
Yeah, they got fucking spanked against Germany.
And then Pele, if you watch old videos,
he dancing.
I'm not even a soccer dude,
nigga.
I go that shit right, nigga.
I remember the Joga Bonito days, man. The Brasilia Nike soccer, like when that shit was everywhere, it consumed my life. They had a like a Facebook dedicated to Joga Bonito soccer of New York City. So whatever region you were in, you'll create a profile. You put in your profile what kind of cleats you got, what ball you use, your shin guards, and they would have pickup soccer games throughout the city. Like that shit consumed my life, bro. I was everywhere with that shit. Really? In Brazil, that's at the time when Brazil was on top. They had the most like deals and everything.
And now you got what's the dude?
Germany.
Cristiano, what's the dude?
No, that's Ronaldinho. Cristiano Ronaldo is the one that like he started bringing up the energy from Portugal, having them look like legit contenders. And then him, and when Nene came through, that's when it was like maybe Portugal can fucking win, but nah. You need a whole squad. It can't be Yeah, it can't be.
See,
When it
I
comes to the
watched
World Cup type, you need a whole squad.
I watched that whole documentary on how they tried, and Germany was calling them half breed, and look at these
Mm.
candidates, and one dude had one leg shorter than the other, and then
That's
when they
funny.
started
Germany's saying
playing,
that they're the kings of half breeder.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no,
so
not inbreeding. I mean,
yeah, but no, they were saying calling the half breeds, calling
mm.
the Brazilians half breeds and all kind, and then they was when they started playing for themselves, they was whipping that ass. They was whipping that ass like
Playing your
crazy.
style, yo. This reminded me of Babbitt. My boy Alex Babbitt was asking. We was talking on live about uh times when you bombed
Hmm.
and then what bomb you remember the most and all of this. And I remember this bomb the fucking most. Comics competition semifinals. I right before going the show starting and anything. I get there, I'm early, and this day changed how I treat shows now and people around shows. Like now, if I see your energy is any type of weird, and I don't even care if you own the building, I'm gonna move or you gonna move, but we not gonna be in the same space. Not before the show, because people, bro, a couple moments that like set me up that I was no longer being myself that lent myself to bombing.
Hmm.
Because I feel like that's what caused it. I was not Andre D. Thompson on that stage. I was actively 100% trying to be
Somebody else,
liked.
and then you know what that is.
I was trying to appease.
It's fear. It's
Yeah, I
fear
was
of
trying
not
to appease.
fear of losing something, fear of not being yourself, fear of not thinking you're as good as you think you so you should do something
And
else.
legitimately trying to appease. Because that's one of the things that really
Right,
set me up. The
but
nigga he brought up.
here's the thing. Trying to appease,
Mhm.
in order for you to want to appease,
You would think
you
it
have
helps
to.
you, yeah.
Well, it's that you're afraid that if you don't,
Don't do it.
what
They
will
won't like
happen?
you.
And so I've been playing with this in my head. We talked about it on Man School a couple of times, but what
Yeah.
happens is the fear keeps you from accessing your brain properly. So I've been doing comedy 20 years,
Mhm.
right? When I started, when the COVID hit, I hadn't done it in 3 months and stuff. And I was talking to you about, I was saying how, yo, I want to get some spots to knock the rust off, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, Dre, let me know where you at so I could come out. I want to knock the rust off. And then when I thought about it a while, I was like, so what is knocking the rust off really mean? What it means is I am in a situation where now I am gonna do enough sets so that I can reconvince myself
Mm-hmm.
that I was as funny as I was before the 3 months layoff. So the reality is that I don't even believe that I'm as funny as I was, and
Yeah.
so I'm gonna do these sets because that's gonna get me back to where I am. When the reality is the distance of time. I'm not saying distance, not doing it a long time, you're not always as sharp, but if you believe that you're that funny, you're able to access all of the information that's in your head from every set that you've ever done because you're calm, you're confident, you're calm, and you're controlled. You
Yeah.
have an intention, so you can access all the techniques in your head that you would normally access when you've been doing comedy every day. You're out every week, right?
Yeah.
And so, I did a couple of sets, and then bam, I was back, and I was like, "Oh, I'm back." But then when I thought about it, when they shut it down again, and then I hadn't gotten a lot of spots, I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm still the same comic. I just don't believe it."
Mm-hmm.
So I made a decision that I was going to believe it. I know that sounds ill, but I just in my head, I logic my welfare. How could I possibly be? I've been doing this 20 years. How could I possibly be a different comic because of 3 months of layoff? So that's absurd. I've learned 20 years of technique and
Yeah.
every situation, and I'm gonna just throw that away because of 2 months, 3 months that I haven't been on stage. You're bugging. I'm going up and I'm doing what I do because I know that I have it. And the minute I believed that everything changed. So it was literally the extra sets help you to believe who
Yeah, you
you are in the
convince
first
yourself.
place.
Yeah.
You convince yourself. But why you can't just convince yourself? Why do you need the spots? You feel what I'm saying?
Because you need it in that sense as proof, because comedy works in immediate. You get to see it right away within seconds of going on stage, and then you have the first big laugh. You go, okay, right away. That's the reason people do it, because it's an immediate
but
hell.
It's fear, and you're trying to reprove to yourself.
Yeah.
But the same, but you have the technique, even if you don't get the first laugh. And you've been like, say COVID never happened, and I was doing maybe 7, 8, 10 spots a week, right? So if I didn't get them on the first laugh, I go, y'all want to, you trying to be tough, and then I would hit them. I would access my brain, all my technique, and I would get them on the second one or the third one.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you're young and you don't have that. When you don't have that 20 years, I'm not 20 years, but when you don't have that confidence that you can do that, you miss on the first one and then you panic. The fear rises up. It starts getting more and more. And then you can't access the knowledge that made you good in the first place because you're too preoccupied with the fear.
Yeah, and it also depends on the circumstance where you may not have seen that situation before, so you have no knowledge about that situation, how it felt for me in comics.
Right.
Like,
because you were still young, right? Because you were still, but I'm saying I'm 20 years in.
Yeah, I'm young and I did not see that scenario come up before.
But I'm 20 years in. I've seen every scenario.
Let me tell you what happened. I go to the thing and they have us waiting outside the competition and everything. So they have us like, I think somebody was like offering who wants to go first or pick the lineup or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the guy says, all right, who wants to go first, take the first spot or take the second spot or whatever. And then everybody in the room is dead silent.
Right. So you was like, I'll take it.
Not even that. Dead silent. I'm just sitting there. And then he's asking. He's like, what about you? And I'm like, all right. So I didn't even come out and all right. I just went, because I'm chilling. As per usual, I'm always really chilling. People do the extra shit around me and then blame me for it.
Right.
So this shit happens.
Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, somebody reacts to me existing and they react, over the top, or they do something stupid, or they say something out of turn.
Give me an example.
Like a situation where somebody's like in fear, or they might feel jumpy. Like I remember I was in a comedy club and it's packed as shit, and somebody in this comic is like trying to get past me, and he kind of like steps on my shoe a little bit, and then the amount of apology that preceded was like, all right, bro.
Yo, this motherfucker might.
It made me look like I must have told him in his ear, I will find your fucking family and feed each of these motherfuckers a pair of Jordans. You understand me? Like it made it sound like I grabbed him by the back of his neck and went to his ear. I was like, I will find where you live. And I'm like, bro.
He's trying to make me look crazy.
All I did to the I barely paid attention to the shoe shit. I was like, oh, well. And then he's like, I'm like, ew, nigga, stop.
Yeah.
So shit like that, where their response to my being causes a scene, and I get the brunt of it.
Yeah, you ain't saying nothing slick to a can of oil.
All right. So I'm up there, and that first thing happens, and then now the dude asked me, I'm like, all right, and then the room goes, oh shit. Kenny goes, oh shit, he put his dick on the table. And then the dude that's hosting, he's like, wow, and they start making these responses. And I'm like, what? All right, what the fuck?
Who's this, Kenny Warren?
Nah, Ortega.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And then
God bless the dead.
Yeah, rest in peace, Kenny, man. And I go back out to the waiting room and shit. And then one of the club people come up to me and he goes, hey man, last time a couple people really mentioned your arms and everything. We were wondering, you might have rolled your sleeves up or something. And then walked away. He like did the double tap on the shoulder and walked away. And then I sat there Like,
What happened?
what the fuck? I don't know what to do.
Right.
And like a dickhead, rolled them sleeves up and had the sweet bomb of whatever bomb you want to name, nigga. Name a tank, and I had a bigger explosion. Fuck that. Bomb.com, bro.
Chernobyl.
Dre, nigga. Fuck that, bro. Bomb. Yeah. And I know it's 100% because I had other niggas in my head. I was living in somebody else's space. I was taking their considerations. I actually heard them and then listened to them.
Right, and then when you drop the first joke, and then it don't get the response, then you panic, and then you can't.
Nah, my bomb is a sinking version when it's bad. When it's bad, it's a very sinking thing where I'm like,
it's slow.
It's like, oh, that one, okay. Then I say the next thing at the same. All right, say the next thing, and then it just be a long sinking. Okay, because the last thing I'm gonna do is embarrass myself twice. I'm gonna eat one dick. Y'all not gonna feed me too. Fuck out of here. I'm not dying 2 times where I'm gonna beg for you to like me, and then you get to tell me no every fucking joke.
Every joke. Nah,
I'm gonna die today. I've accepted my death. It's okay. Bring the swords, man. Come on. I have things to do. Come. It's all right. It's all right. I let it go.
You have dishonored me. You take the
fuck it. Seppuku, nigga. I'm doing it myself. I'm not letting y'all dictate how I'm gonna die today. I got to go. Point to the cliff, nigga. I'm doing a backflip off that bitch. Y'all not gonna cause me to die on your terms. Let's talk to the woman. No. Not doing it. Not doing it.
You can't. What I realize is the fear keeps you from accessing the knowledge that you.
Fear, bro. I've had recent, what would you say, epiphanies?
Yeah.
Epiphanies on the concept of fear and the role it's played in my life. There's definitely a black girl named Epiphany who's stupid thick and she can fight.
Her cousin is Litany. You remember?
Yo, but fear, man, it's immobilizing.
Yeah,
I heard the song from Kendrick.
It's a crazy thing. It grows when it presents itself. The longer you take to access it,
for everything,
the worse it gets. Big. The more
for everything, man. For everything.
That's what I say. You know when I say. What is it? Things at rest the physics thing. It's things at rest tend to stay at rest.
Oh yeah, and emotion
tend to stay in motion. So the fear is this boulder, and the longer you take to push the motherfucker out of the hole, the more it sinks into the sand until you can't move it, till it can't be moved. And the longer you take to access it, the more you can't move it. So
it's just that I found. The epiphany is how fear is a part of so many like negative avenues in your life. I think pretty much every single one of them. It's the reason why you don't paint. The reason you don't read is the reason you won't watch that show you think you're supposed to watch, that documentary, why you don't go to the gym, why you don't work at home, why you don't buy the food you're supposed to be buying. It's the reason you buy this shit you know you're not supposed to buy. The fucking fear is bro. There's been times where I was like, I had to teach myself to like talk myself out of it, where I feel the active pressure of fear about to stop me from seeing opportunity, because I'm not doing no type of lifestyle where, I'm going out to some bullshit that can increase my chances. I'm doing a lifestyle where I'm on a legitimate, viewable, singular path. Like, this dude just do art. He don't go nowhere else. So, and then there's still times where I found myself sitting with the fear of a man who sells enough kilo of weight that he has the thought that if I sit down in my car one day, a nigga gonna pop out the back seat and be like at my throat. And I don't live that nigga lifestyle. Right. But there's been so many years of active conditioning where.
Yeah, well, that's what you call a phobia. So the phobia is an unrealistic fear. So motherfuckers afraid of feathers or balloons or whatever, and it becomes real to them because they make it real. But one of the things is, and this is why truth is such an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you delve into truth and logic, right, it's got to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so when I was versed, this is during the pandemic, I was like, yo, I don't know if there were moments where I was like, I don't know if I'm as funny as am I
Yeah.
still, and all of that was in my head. And I just was like, I couldn't access all the knowledge that I had put in my brain
Yeah.
from set after set, year after year. I think prior to the COVID, I probably never went more than 2 weeks without doing a spot. Even with vacations, 20 years straight, nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I did a vacation, I found a place to go and get up on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the safety, that was the teddy bear, that was my comfort blanket. And then when I didn't have that, I literally in my head was like, "You bugging."
Mm-hmm.
And then when I see these other mediocre motherfuckers just getting up, but I'm like, I'm tripping about me, and these motherfuckers is putting out this bullshit. I was like, yeah, I must be bugging. Yo, you better literally had a conversation. Yo, stop being a bitch. Get on
Yeah.
stage and do what you do. But you gotta have the ability to
Call yourself out.
and be logical about it so that it adds up. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. You know how I always say, when you sweep the kitchen floor,
The last line.
there's always that last dust line. Certain niggas go get a piece of paper, newspaper, and they pick it up, and certain motherfuckers sweep it under the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Now, if you the dude that sweeps it under the refrigerator, even though your house is spotless, everything's all,
You
let
know
let the
there's some
refrigerator
shit.
let the refrigerator man, repairman come, and you start panicking. You got to
Yeah.
pull the refrigerator. You got to clean up. You know why? Because you're a fraud, my nigga. You might have forgotten, but when the repairman's coming, you don't want there to be a desert
Yeah.
underneath your refrigerator. So now but if you think that doesn't affect you every moment of every second of your life, every day,
Mm-hmm.
it does. You just may not recognize it, but that questioning yourself is because you're not true to the game. You're not true to the game in the first place.
Questioning yourself, you're not true. Sit, like, explain that, because
So
I
what I'm
had
saying
an
is, I'm
immediate
saying
rejection to that.
if you're sweeping it under the rug, sweeping
Okay.
it under the refrigerator, you know that's not what you should do. You know it ain't clean. You know that there's dust piling up under that motherfucker. And
Yeah.
you may be able to create the facade as if your life is okay, but
Oh,
let the
yeah. Okay. Okay.
refrigerator go out, and then the refrigerator repairman come. Now you got to pull it out. You got to clean it up. Because you don't want to be this dirty nigga that's got a beautiful house that's been
Yeah.
sweeping dust under the fucking refrigerator. You know,
Yeah. But
and
that dude in that scenario, his failure isn't of like ignorance. It wasn't created from ignorance. It was created from like literal poor decision making. You just chose over and over over a
lazy.
yeah, but that's still
Yeah,
the
yeah,
choice.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
still an
yeah, yeah.
active.
Right, you're
So
making an
in
active
that
choice.
situation, that's why I was like, I had the immediate like rejection of it, because
Mm-hmm.
there's situations where the reason you've had the failure is because of your lack of exposure, lack of knowledge. You didn't know how to
Which
play
is
that game
reasonable.
versus
Reasonable for you not to think you could
choosing
go.
to go
Yeah,
poorly and then being
yeah,
like,
yeah,
how dare this go wrong? Well, you're a
yeah.
piece of
Well,
shit.
here's a crazy thing even about that. Like even when it's not intentional. Like I did a relationship consultation with a dude, and he was telling me, yo, I'm a good looking guy. I got a lot going on. I got a great job. He goes, I'm just not good with talking to women.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, how many women you been with? And he's like 7. And I'm like, how old are you? He's like 38. And I'm like,
Mm.
not, I'm not judging him, but what I'm saying is, how do you propose to be good at something when you haven't practiced it? I go, he was a computer coder, and I was like,
that's why.
I was like, yo, why? Out of all the people, the job you work for, I go, how many motherfuckers code better than you? He goes, yo, this might be one guy that's nicer than me.
And he get less pussy than him because coders got to sit on that computer for 20 hours a day, nigga. So that's why he ain't getting no ass, ain't no time.
Well, I also was thinking of it like this, just not even thinking about ass, but I'm saying when you when you get on the keyboard and you start coding,
Mm-hmm.
even if you make a mistake, you're so good, you know you can fix it. Right?
Yeah.
You know you have the ability to fix it. I said, so there's really no mistakes. I mean, sometimes you navigate more efficiently than other times and whatever, but you're so good that it never goes, even
too far back.
Your mistakes ain't really mistakes. It's oh, I could have did this better. Well, I said, how did you get that way? He goes, oh, coding was hard, but I really worked at it. I go, yeah. So if you want to talk to women or you want to be more charismatic or you want to whatever, you have to practice it. If you don't practice it, how could you get good at it? But if you practice it and your time is in, it's just like, it's like if you get into a fight and you know that you went to your boxing camp, and you didn't train, you're afraid because you know you're not ready. Whereas you're ready, if you're trained and you did your road work and you ate right and you got a plan, you go in there with a calmness that allows you to access all the knowledge in your head.
Yeah, because you did the work leading up to it.
Right. And then if you do get hit, which is possible that you could get hit, get hit, but you go, okay, let me take
I'm prepared.
I'm prepared for this.
Yeah.
So but not being prepared is where the fear comes. And then expecting, not forgiving yourself because you may be doing something you haven't even had an opportunity. Like you said, as a comic, you haven't even had the exposure.
Mm-hmm. I was saying, all right, so the scenarios of fear in its application where it's a serious thing, like it's obvious, this like a scenario where it's obviously serious, like it has weight to it, versus a scenario that is trivial. I give two, where I feel as though, like, especially as a black dude.
Give me examples. Give me examples of that.
I got you. So I feel as though, for the first one, as a black dude, your black mom is raising you in America. She has a level of fear magnified, taught to her, and then she instills that in you as a form of protection for the times where she cannot be there to physically protect you. So then you grow up with a fucking crippling fear of Earth. You think if you go outside, the likelihood of you not returning is immense, right? So then that mindset in this competition with the mindsets of kids who don't come from that type of setting, where they look at you are in a different position because they wake up and look at the same floor and go, the amount of things that I can get, blah, 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 just so much opportunity. And then you look like, I'm going to get shot if I leave right the fuck here. Yeah. So your field of view changes, your perception of the world, your ability to dream gets skewed because every time you almost grab the trophy, a bullet hit it, or handcuffs hit it. It's just crippling.
They do like the Western, they shoot it out of your hand.
They shoot it out of your pew. It's shit like that. So that's the serious version, and then there's the trivial version where it's trivial right now. Right now, I began the podcast stressed about this fucking camera not being ready when they told me the camera will be ready. So now it's gonna come on the day 2 of this camera shit. But the fact that it's bothering me, there's a science to that.
It's the fear.
Because I have this moment, even with like when I'm playing video games, and I'm like, I'm getting agitated. I can feel my actual heart rate raise. The fact that that's taking place, there's a science to this. That means it's time to either turn the shit off, time to find something else to stimulate the dopamine and serotonin correctly, because some chemical balance is happening and there's an imbalance in there.
And I don't have no control over it.
Yeah, there's something going on that the market, because these fuckers went to school their whole life to get me. You know, like I'm the thing that they're actively pursuing every day. And sometimes it work. You fall susceptible to it.
But so this is the thing that I'm experimenting with, is there are things that you do to get to the place where you don't, that fear doesn't affect you, right? But what I'm experimenting with now is, so, you know, I mean, you've heard me say this before, like, you know, my son is 1, right?
Yeah.
When he's sitting, he's sitting. When he's standing, he's standing. When he's crawling, he's crawling. He's not walking until he holds, and you've been here when he does it, he's holding onto the couch and he takes a step forward. If he takes 1 step forward, he is walking. Even though he's doing a shitty job of it, walking doesn't happen until he lets go and he walks, right? So the crawling,
I would say before you finish, this methodology is what got me to here.
Okay.
I feel as though I subscribe to it. What you're saying, I feel as though like that's what worked.
Yeah. So what happens is you tell people, like how many times we had listener mail on Man School, and I said, God would say, yo, I'm trying, I'm working on. No, there isn't, and I would say this, you heard me say this at least 100 times. There's no such thing as working on it. It's either doing it or not doing it. Now, doing it might be doing it poorly because you don't have practice and you don't have, but it still is no difference in doing it, and there's only doing it and not doing it. Because when he's standing, he's standing. When he's sitting, he's sitting. When he's crawling, he's crawling. He's only walking when he's walking. And what's the difference between the walk? Is the decision he makes at 1 year old to let go of the couch and take a step, to take the opportunity. So the only thing that creates walking is a decision to walk.
And also, the second part, which is what I thought he was going to say eventually, is the being okay with whatever the consequence possibly. You just look like you're uncertain. You see a big question mark. Like the kid is aware that the second foot might not do it right, and he's fully okay with, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down. And that shit, you have to.
That's an interesting thing, but even at a 1 year old, he's
not conceptualizing it, but at some part, because even instinctually, when he starts to have trouble with balance, he springs out his fucking protection. He throws the arms out, and without no school, and they know instinctively you're supposed to spread the fingers wide so you create purpose in the hands. You use the palm to save yourself, because if you point wrong, you can break your little. Nobody teaches the kids this. Instinctual, they know how to place their hand.
And I don't know, because here's what I've experienced. Initially, he took the face plant. He was like, damn, yo.
Earth teaches him.
Right. He's taught. Because he took the face plant. Like, doing the sippy cup with 2 hands, he'd be drinking and walk in when he got.
He's doing the fucking Goldberg, the Steve Cole Austin, the double chug.
Yo, double chug. Like a Viking, like he's drinking out of a chug.
Oh, yeah.
He did the face plant with the sippy cup in his mouth and bit through his lip.
Oh, okay. That'll change you.
He was like, I gotta.
That was the first time I took a break from skateboarding, when I fell off my staircase, nigga. I put my board down for like 2-3 months, son. Dante, that's how I chipped my tooth, skateboarding. Yeah. I see some fuck shit on Tony Hawk video game, and I was like, I got all the same ingredients. I skateboarded right out the house, my guy, and damn near bit my whole shit off, bro. Everything. Chipped my tooth. To this day, I ain't get it fixed.
So the instinctual stuff wasn't really there. It's right. It's the experience that taught him, and then he just got better. But the thing was still him deciding, yo, I'm gonna walk.
And I feel like there's also a decision of I'm okay with the fear, because the fear really doesn't go away you have to like wither it away.
You mean after you face plant?
Yeah, even through the motion, like you have the initial thought of, all right, I'm gonna do the walking shit, and then the second you think I'm gonna do the walking shit, you may have the moments of the fear starts to spring of what possibly could go wrong, and then in order to move past that, you have to go, I'm okay with that contract, and I'm also okay with this contract. Where you go, I'm okay with the.
Give me a second.
Because that's something how stand up works, where you go, this could work well or it can go bad, but I'm okay either way.
You're aware of that. I'm saying as a baby, I don't know if he's aware of that.
I don't think they're aware, but I think that's like something that's
but in. I think the face plant. He's aware of the face plant. That's the thing, and that is the fear. The fear is what actually happened. Like, here's what I know. Like
so doesn't he remember the face plant, and that's always with him?
Yes, but here's an example. If he's on the couch and he's walking, he'll try and just walk off the couch because he doesn't see walking on the couch as the same thing as the face plant. So we're catching, you can't just walk off the couch.
You know, I'm also thinking if, like, because, man, with babies, size is such a crazy thing because, like, all right, with insects, they don't experience the world in time the way we experience the world in time. Right. And the larger or smaller you go in organism is the more that thing is pronounced. Whereas that's how they say for God, one day is like.
What do you mean the thing is pronounced?
It becomes more and more obvious as the scale either goes super high in size or super low in size. So for a fly, it's clearly obvious the fly is not experiencing space and time the same way I experience space and time. Sure. And then for elephant, or a whale, that thing does not experience space and time the same way. But the closer you get towards normal sizes, something that's more familiar, it gets a little more disillusional. Like, is this dog that is, a medium-sized dog experiencing the time in space the way I experience it because of the relativity in size? But maybe that's what I'm saying. Like, it gets a little more like foggy if the sizes are comparable.
But it could be because you're not taking into consideration all the other variables. So like a spider could be the same size as an ant, right?
Yeah.
It could be smaller than an ant.
Yeah.
But he has 8 eyes. And so he receives it in a shitload of eyes. Whereas owls can spin their neck around in their eyes. So you know what I'm saying? It's not
but the relativity of size will cause, because even in the eye size or the field of view or what's accepted into the brain is all relative. Your size and in the brain size and in the ability of what the eye can do. It's like it's kinetic chain. It's fully connected.
It could also be when a hawk sees a fish.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily size. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, there's things that are like, Doug, you like a crocodile is smaller than a wildebeest. Do you know what I mean? You could, but the ferocity of
I don't actually know if that's true in the crocodile wildebeest because of the shape of the animal.
It could be. I mean, if you got a baby crocodile,
okay, yeah,
he will fucking bite you, yo. He don't give a fuck how big he don't go. He don't go. Oh, look at this big human nigga. Like my man used to say, I had this cat was wild, and he would, niggas back in the day, niggas would be like, yo, you don't know who that dude is? And he'd be like, yo, I'm like a pit bull. He goes, I'm biting you now.
Yeah.
If I'm shooting,
I'm doing it first.
Right now. So I don't care who you know, dude. You got to deal with this right now.
Right now, yeah.
Now, I might shoot the pit bull later. Nigga, right now
is the problem.
And he's coming.
Yeah.
So you deal with that. So I don't think you could generalize about size when there's so much variables in place. Even the variable of a little alligator knowing he's a fucking predator.
But within those things are things, because can't use like the specific of what type of being it is, because then there's varying sizes, because like then you start to think about a short human versus a tall human. Their experience in the world, yeah, but wait, the reason why that's a problem for this one is because their experience in the world is a human experience. So their ability to use the retina is the same. The ability to control the eye muscle, you know, what their field of view and their perception, all of that is going to be experienced the same. They experience gravity the same. So in that causes a lot of similarities. But when you start to change organism size, it gets fucking crazy. All right, but dude, it's the same with like galaxies and Milky Ways. The larger the center is, the whole system of that shit will completely change. Even though at the base, it's the same reason that it's caused. The center pulling.
Dre, I don't agree, Dre, and I'll tell you why I don't agree. Because size is a variable. So
it is
something this is something that I say all the time. This is like when we talk about Harry and Harry changing his life around. It was for him. It was, I'm fat. I can't do this. I'm fat.
That's a human experience problem.
Right. But even out of a human experience.
Now, if Harry, my shit is if Harry was on a planet that has the things that humans would need to survive, but the difference is the mass of of that planet is 20 times the size mass of Earth, but the human is still there. So the organisms that's on that planet are massively different. So Harry's experience, regardless of where his body falls on the BMI, would be the same. It will be like, what the fuck is this? Because of his limitations of what his organism is. It has nothing to do with like person to person or.
I'm saying, but you're using size as a variable, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
because it can affect like how you could see something. It literally like changes your field of view.
But every variable changes a lot of, not all variables, but every variable could change your field of view.
Definitely.
So what you're saying is, yeah, size is one, but size, it all depends. Do you know what I mean?
All right. So ultimately, this came from the thought I had when the kid is stepping off of the couch, where I'm looking at it, where if the kid is looking, he's standing at the couch, he feels his back, a little butt towards the back of the couch. He sees the space of couch, and then he sees floor. But I feel as though like he doesn't understand depth perception. So he's like, I could just walk straight the fuck off of this shit and continue my path. I don't think he's seeing the ability to see like the change.
You gotta also know, you know this.
Yeah.
Like his mother is on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he has no fear because she's watching over him.
Okay.
She won't let him fall. And she won't let him. You know what I mean? So he don't even, it ain't even that. It's, she got me.
This is a whole other thing completely. This ain't got nothing. We talking about space, right. Nigga. We talking about animals. This is just an overbearing mother.
My mom is dope. I'm good.
The mom's is there. She's walking. She's catching each foot in the air.
And you know that's how she get.
That's fucking funny.
So
had us doing quantum physics, bro, and it has nothing to do with that shit.
But here's what I'm saying. There's a variable that has nothing to do with size.
Yeah.
That's a whole. So what I'm saying is, if that, it's so you know how I'm always looking at this, and the thing I say all the time. True wisdom is the understanding of underlying concepts, how they relate to situations that seem irrelevant but really are not. Understand the concept, make sure the concept is true, and then you can reapply it to everything. So when you say size is a variable that changes the perception and so on, and then variables also can change the perception.
Yeah.
Even if and so the universal application of that rule.
I can only tie it to size. That's why you can't use like similar organism. Like I'm talking about like if you were to experience a planet that is sustainable for a human, but it's 20 to 30 times bigger, your life experience in that same place is massively different because this size of Dante, whether you lose 20 pounds right now or gain 20 pounds right now, it cannot affect a world that big. It's the concept of why people have fear of the ocean, because in the ocean it's so massive.
But fear is not necessarily relative to the actual danger. Sometimes the fear is just the perception of the
As far as like irrational fears,
right? So it can just like my son's irrational confidence.
Yeah.
Just walking off of shit. He has that based on his experience, and so I'm just saying if variables change if we're saying that size changes it, size is a variable.
Size with organism.
Right, size of organ, whatever
the okay.
But it's still a variable.
It is.
We're saying it's a variable, right? And the truth is that variables change how we perceive the world.
And all the other ones can affect it just as much.
It's gotta
it can affect it equally.
You can't prove it. It doesn't prove the other way. Do you know what I mean? It can't, because all variables change the perspective. You and I talk about this all the time. Being a bigger dude and people socially, I tell you this all the time, Dre, you gotta calm down because they're scared and there's nothing you could do about it. Like, and I tell you all the time, I shake people's hand and I put my hand over top of their hand to make them comfortable. Like, this is a conscious effort because I've learned that if I don't have if I'm not in a good mood,
yeah,
my grandmother died, and I'm bringing it. Oh, they think it's about them because they're afraid of me.
Yeah.
So,
but now I'm thinking, would we experience anything like this if the Earth was significantly bigger? Because now our relativity to it changes. Like if the trees are like 40 times bigger now, grass is, everything changes now.
Sure, maybe not. But let's say, for instance, you're faster than me. Like, so we're in this situation where there's bumblebees.
Yeah.
The size of dogs. Great.
Yeah.
Dogs, right? But now you faster than me. I'm slower than you, right? Here comes the bumblebees.
I have a chance of getting away.
So the variable of your speed,
it still applies.
And that's the great thing about the Socratic method and logic.
Yeah.
Because when half the time when you're using real logic and you make the decision, right? When you make the decision when you're deciding on what is actually the nature of how things are working, you can always test it by changing the variable. You just change the input. You should still be able to estimate the answer once you understand the principle. Now, you may not understand. So, look, so I use the terminology, on a social level. Yeah. You meet this girl, she's the baddest girl you ever seen, right? She's badder than any, she's the most beautiful girl you ever want. And you love the way she looks. And you're a visual person, so you love her. But she keeps sucking your dad's dick. Right?
The funny thing with this is, no matter what scenario, this is Dante's always bring it to, she sucks your dad's dick. Nigga, you could be talking about bank robbery and you be like, hey, you busted in, they tied us all up, and guess what happened? The bitch started sucking my dad's dick.
But here's what I'm saying, no matter how bad she is,
if
that's your line,
Yeah,
That's your
it
line.
messed it all up.
It don't matter how bad you are.
Yeah, you crossed the line, lady.
I take an 8.5. That's not sucking my dad's dick. I'd
You
rather that.
crossed the line, lady.
So it's a real interesting. So just it's something that I've learned with time is that if it's true in all situations. You gotta show the work. Show the work. If you're gonna make a you know, I'm trying to think of to make a point to say, okay, it's size.
Yeah.
Then start testing all the stuff that you don't think it is. Like try to prove yourself wrong.
Yeah.
With the intent that you want to be right. And if you can't prove yourself wrong, then you're pretty right.
Because I was going with that thinking that's maybe why the kid can't see why walking off won't work, because in his field of view it might look flat. But it turns out that he's just beloved too much to a fault.
And when he took the face plant on the sippy cup,
he was like, bitch, where were you?
He goes, I need to First of all, he said, because he still does the walk off the couch when she's around, but when I'm around,
he like I could chill. Yeah. I gotta believe in gravity today. You gotta acknowledge the truth of the earth today.
He's straight. It changes.
Ultimately, I want this, man. Fix this for me. How do I not freak the fuck out that I am not holding my camera right now? Tell me how I don't, because there's a Karen in me, Dante. I call managers. I write emails. I send letters. I fucking complain, buddy. So how do I chill out?
You got the geometric haircut.
Bro, I turn into a bitch that have a son named Jaden. I complain. So how do I not send them 400 emails tonight? Tell me some what would Dante do science shit to tell me to chill the fuck out from this keyboard?
Okay, here's what I would say. The purpose of you getting this camera was what? Why did you want the camera?
I wanted to start the second edition of, y'all don't know about this yet, but there's a little something coming alongside with the YOWDER thing. Y'all just wait. You just see some artsy shit. Y'all gonna wait. Y'all gonna love it. But yes, I wanted to begin the workings of the second edition, where it was gonna be a little more personal, and in doing so, I needed a change of equipment because the current two options I have, there's vast limitations on.
With your other cameras, you say?
Yeah, so I'm like, in order to do the thing that I see in my mind's eye, to bring it into the world's eye, so there's some tools that I need.
I can only tell you how I deal with that kind of.
I am all ears, man.
So you ever hear the saying? Look, there's I forget the prayer. If it's a prayer or a saying or whatever, it's like, God, let me help. And you know, I'm an atheist, so but I think this is a good thing to remember.
Mm-hmm.
God, allow me to have the fortitude and the tenacity to change the things that I can.
That I can't. Yeah.
That I cannot. Right. And so, as much as I'm not a religious person, you cannot
do shit. Yep. Can't do shit.
So the fact that when you spend the time in that place,
yep,
you're wasting creative energy that could be put into something else.
Absolutely.
So right now, you have made up your mind that this apparatus is this thing that's going to make this thing better, and you've decided that.
Yeah, I'm too far in the future.
When the reality is, you have not exhausted everything that you could do with an iPhone. You have not exhausted everything that.
Have you seen? Now, okay, to be fair, that is true, because you use the term, two terms that changes everything. Exhausted and everything.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so there's still room for this creativity, even if the creativity is the preparation for when you get your camera back.
Did you see the one that I sent you today?
No, I didn't check anything. I just jumped on.
I bet. Check that one out. Cause then you gonna see.
What'd you do with the camera?
I did it with the existing shit. Yeah. So, I did both of them with the existing shit. Okay. So the first edition, second, and the remake.
But here's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you thought the only thing that could happen is with that camera. Not true.
Absolutely. But you know what it is? It's the I don't know what to attribute this to, but there's a part of me that sees the current product and it's done. It looks good. I am satisfied at how it looks. It looks nice. I appreciate what I did. I'm happy with it. I want to show it. But there's another side that's sitting on my shoulder going, you know what else you could have did. Yeah, it's like, you know exactly to the detail. I have like a list of shit of this. But
it still can.
Yeah, it still can. It's
not
I'm being a brat.
Not right. But not only can it still happen,
but
it will happen.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you learn things about the equipment that you already had that you didn't even think could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely been, because I've held this off for a long time, this like upgrade, and I've almost at certain points of the holding off of the upgrade was like set. It wasn't like a punishment, but there was definitely like, you haven't earned it yet. Like to myself, I was like,
that's a punishment.
That's a punishment. Damn, maybe it is a punishment. Shit. Because I would do that to myself. Where I'm like, I could buy it right now, but no, you don't deserve it. You're not good enough yet. And I would not get it. I would keep beating the shit that
but you know me for years, right? You look at my
focus, man.
I'm doing this with a remote control, dog.
Yeah.
Like, look at me. Do I need this camera? You got this camera?
You know, goddamn. Well, I got the camera, man.
Nigga, look at this mic. I have a gold mic. Every one of my mics
got all kinds of shit.
$360 per mic. When the last time has somebody talked on that mic there since the pandemic?
The pandemonium.
If you talked on the one I got for you. When's the last time you talked on the mic?
Pandemonium done fucked it up.
Give it a chance. 350, 700, 1400.
They just sitting there. Like, I'm ready, yo.
1750, and this one was 5. The gold one was 5.
Yeah.
1750 is 2300. When's the last time I got that mic for you?
Just sitting there, bro. No activity.
Let me ask
singular purpose is supposed to.
You know me. How many extra mics do I have of those? Those, the 350.
Couple.
Yeah, you guess.
Couple extra.
2,
yeah.
Right? Okay. How many the mics we started with when we first
rolled over? I got one of the headphones still.
Doug, I gave mics to Derek Gaines and Monroe. Yo, here. I don't use these SM50s no more. I probably got 8 mics that I wouldn't even use out there.
All them shits on eBay or something. Like a package, like a bundle.
That's a whole nother my own insecurity about me wanting to get rid of that. That's a whole nother. The mics, these stands.
Dante's a hoarder. That's funny as shit. That's so fucking funny.
Yo, look at these stands. These stands, $330 a stand. 7 of them.
Shit, nigga, I'll stand up. You want me to hold the mic for you? Just be me holding the mic in my hand. Pay me $350, nigga. I will stand and hold a mic.
So here's what I'm saying. We put this value on it, this arbitrary value on it. Now, I have I tell you what my thing is. My thing is that my father always favored my sisters. Right? And so there's things he would do for them that he wouldn't do for me. Right? So as I got older, whenever there was something I wanted to do, I would make sure I would get it for. Oh, you're not gonna get it for me? I get it for myself.
Got 2 pairs by myself already.
But anything, that's anything. So if you tell me, yo, if I go, I want a cheesecake, I'm getting the cheesecake.
I'm getting the cheesecake, the ingredients, just in case I want to make extra.
I'm getting the best cheesecake, and I'm getting a whole one.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I'm gonna show my dad. I don't give a fuck, but dog, my dad died in 2011,
and now you still got mad cheesecake left. Nobody gonna eat that shit.
I'm still fighting this nigga about the cheesecake.
Yeah.
On my bike, on my motorcycle, on my Jeep, I'm still fighting that when I shouldn't even let that have space in your head. So now I'm learning, I'm teaching myself because it's another, this is a variable.
Yeah.
Another variable. Now I'm trying to go, look, nigga, stop fighting battles that you don't have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm my own person. I got to get everything that I want to get anyway. If I want it, nobody's giving it to me. Why am I getting stuff out just to prove, who am I proving it to? And so the maturity and your ability to look at it logically and to test it, and then so you have this philosophy, then take that philosophy and do everything you can do to prove yourself wrong. Don't do the things to prove yourself right, but do everything. Then when you finish that, you could sit on that in a confident way and know that you've done the work, you showed the work, you proved it. Now that doesn't mean there might still be a variable that you didn't consider, but when you do, but okay, so then I was wrong and I missed a variable. Let me get better. This is something that I just came up with this week, and I said I was doing a consultation with somebody, and I said this. I said, if you're a human being who is willing to recognize what your flaws are, and you're willing to acknowledge them and work to fix them, you are as close to perfect as any human could be.
That's fine.
So, I always say that perfect is unattainable, because as you move closer to perfection,
it moves further away.
It moves further from you because you see flaws. So like when you see Swiss cheese, you see 5 holes. When you get closer, there's more holes.
Mm-hmm.
When you get even closer, when you look at it with a micro telescope, you see even more holes.
Yeah.
So the closer you get, the further the idea of perfection moves away from you. That doesn't mean you don't pursue perfection, but you pursue it knowing that you'll never achieve it, with the intention on being satisfied with the fact that you're pursuing perfection. And so, but you got to also, to do that, you got to forgive yourself for your shortcomings. You don't forgive yourself. Look, you forgive yourself even if it's laziness. You forgive yourself for your laziness, but you don't give yourself a safe haven to be lazy.
Yeah.
So you recognize that this was laziness, and then you don't repeat it. But if you're a human being that is literally makes any mistakes and is willing to acknowledge the mistakes and make an effort to forgive it, you can't ask a human being to be because you can't ask somebody to be perfect. You can't expect somebody will make all the right decisions all the time. But if somebody is willing to go, man, I fucked that up and I'm sorry, and my apology is met with action to fix it, what else could you possibly ask for? Now, say you're in a relationship and you cheat and the girl can't forgive you. She has every right to say, this has gone too far that I can't. But the question is, okay, you have every right to think with that, but are you so perfect that you're unwilling to accept the flaws of other people? And do you want that same thing to happen to you? Now, I'm not saying you can't if we're talking about the constitution of somebody. So like I said this about, when Ice Cube was doing the platinum plan, right?
I remember
like, You got to be in the room with the people who have power. And I'm going, you watch, and I've said this to you before. Jeff Sessions rode with Donald Trump before he was wearing the MAGA hat, before Donald Trump had even decided to run, right? That dude rode with him from the beginning. And the minute he couldn't toe the line where he was willing to put himself at risk to be arrested, that dude, not only did he cut him off, but he turned on him. And then not only that, when he still supported him then, when he went back to get his congressional position or his senatorial position, he pushed another dude
ahead of him, and that guy is in Sessions' spot now. This is a dude that carried water for you for 4 years, right? Now, I don't give a fuck about him. I'm black. I'm supposed to hate Trump. So, but it's the law. But here's the thing. I recognize that somebody has no loyalty. Now, if they have no loyalty, how could you propose that you would cut a deal with somebody who has no loyalty for somebody who is in their corner? Yeah.
Who the fuck? How is he gonna have loyalty for Ice Cube?
Because he loved Friday. This is what nobody knows about Donald Trump. He's a huge fucking fan of the Friday franchise. That's how Donald got through some of the toughest nights during his presidency.
He only likes the one with Mike Epps. He don't like the.
He's clutching. He ain't holding Melania. He's clutching Ice Cube's scripts, nigga. He's like, are we there yet? Friday.
Melania looks like Mrs. Johnson without an ass. God damn, Mrs.
I'm good on the whole Melania thing. She's not attractive. I have no attractiveness to Melania. No. I don't care about that long back dolphin. I don't give
Johnson.
Miss Johnson from Good Friday? From Friday? Yeah. The thickness with the yams, nigga? I'm in. What's up? Pull up. And she could cook.
Water in the garden.
And she could cook. No, she fire with them denims on.
Mrs. Johnson, just
look at you taking care of your garden. She got fresh tomatoes, nigga. Someone with fresh basil right there.
So but yeah, it's who could ask for more?
Right.
How could you, as a friend, as a lover, as a husband, as a wife, how could you ask for more of somebody who's willing to recognize flaws and fix them?
Recognize your flaws and fix them. Patience. And then the third thing to sum it up would be, damn, I had it right in the front of my brain. You're gonna need the ability to recognize the issue and then fix it. At least be willing to fix it.
Yeah.
Then the patience to go through that journey.
Yeah.
And what is it? Consideration of those involved, or no. It's the ability to realize what's outside of your control and realize what's within your control.
Well, that's really for you. But if you know what I say is ace.
Yeah.
Still comes down.
I was summing this up to my current problem, freaking out. I was using all three to fix my current brain with freaking out.
Let's say it. So ace is authenticity, credibility, and empathy, right? Authenticity, truthfulness. Like, nigga, do you really think the world's gonna end because you didn't get
my kid right? Facts.
No, you don't believe
right,
that.
Right.
Your intention is that when you got this camera, you were gonna do something that was so magnificent. It was just gonna be. Do you really even if you thought that? Can you really say that? It's an artistic process.
Yes, really that one I ain't changing on. I believe it wholeheartedly.
one of the two. And the empathy is it possible that something went wrong where they couldn't get the camera together?
What they call it when well, first of all, the everything else except the second one. So there's three, right? The first one, yes. Second one, no. Third one, fuck them, because they put on the website 11:30 in stock.
Okay,
Pick
let me ask
all of the things that signify, hey, buddy, when you do your part, we're going to do ours. So, fuck them.
Is it possible that somebody made a mistake?
True.
Please,
but is it that don't nobody give me no goddamn possibles? So, fuck them.
Wait, what do you mean nobody give you possibles?
Nigga, is it possible that I ain't mean to run the light? Is it possible that I just wasn't aware that it changed?
Just because they don't, yes, it is possible, but just because somebody is prosecuting you on it doesn't
mean I should do it to them, right? I was nice to a customer service lady. I gave her a thumbs up and everything. I ain't hold it against her. But ooh, nigga, I wanted to type a letter.
I mean,
I ain't gonna do it though. I ain't gonna do it, Dante. I ain't gonna do it.
What I'm saying is, have you never, like, nigga? I know you have never been late for my podcast. Never. In all the years. Come on, nigga. I mean.
But I did not say on my website that I would be there on time.
You did tell me you were gonna be on time.
I did when I first got the little gig. I was like, yo, I could type. I'm gonna help you guys. I'm gonna not say nothing. I'm mad, and then I ain't do none of that. I did the complete opposite.
Yeah, well, you know.
Gang, best intern in the motherfucking world, nigga.
That's intern gang.
Intern gang, nigga. Yo, Dante, appreciate you for doing the pod, man.
Of course, man. This is way overdue, man. I appreciate. You know, we had a little thing where.
Man, that's all in the.
But I appreciate you having me, dog.
Of course, man.
You know, I love you to death. It's just I see, you know, if I'm hard on you sometimes, it's because I see you in me. You know what I mean? You know
I feel
that,
you.
Right?
Yeah, I know it comes from. I don't know if it comes from a good place, because at least I could tell that you can tell when a person has malice. I ain't worried about none of that, man.
And you've seen me with malice.
Yeah, it's fully.
You know what me with malice looks like.
Yeah, dude, it's clear. Things are clear.
There's no stretching that back like.
And nobody like, I'm not sure. It's not one of those types of moments.
He didn't really mean that, and I'm in the background. Yes, the fuck I did.
The fuck I did, nigga.
Twice.
But yo, anything you would like to promote, my good man?
Check out the podcast. You know the podcast.
Everybody gotta know that.
Consultations 101.
Yup.
Dante Nero. Follow me on Instagram. Check out the YouTube page, Man School Stuff. There's a bunch of our stuff on there.
Oh yeah.
You know what it is, nigga.
Gang, y'all know what it is. Slouch Theory, Dante Nero, Andre D. Thompson. Thanks, y'all. Later. And we're